Ohayou gozaimasu! Welcome back to another week. Today it is Monday. I'm starting off the week strong with a cup of coffee as always, so cheers. Okay, it feels kind of weird talking to the camera today. Even though I make weekly videos, sometimes I work ahead of schedule and have the content filmed and then I edit everything in the background while I just live my life. And that has been the case for this month, particularly because I have been traveling. If you saw my latest video, you'd know that I'm actually moving out of this house. But the week before that, I posted a video about me going to the center of Australia. There is definitely a balance that needs to be created when you are doing this content creation stuff, but also want to live your life. And I'm going to be moving to Japan, which is a huge deal. So last week we actually had a garage sale, which was very fun. We had some friends over, just people that I personally know. So we organized books, miscellaneous things, kitchenware, clothing, things that we need to get rid of eventually, and did that ahead of time. So yeah, that was a very fun and productive weekend. Moving is exhausting. We've started the process now, and I'm very keen to just settle into that new place in the future. In the Uluru video, I brought around a little pocket camera with me and took a lot of photos, which I thought was such an amazing experience. I shared the photos and it seems that a lot of you guys love it and would love me to talk about it. So that's what I'm doing today. I wanted to chat about the little pocket cameras that I use on a, daily basis almost, and how I enjoy each one. Let's chat about it. So firstly, the Ricoh, I don't actually have it with me right now because it's in repair, even though it's a brand new camera that I bought. Unfortunately, there was a little issue with the focus motor on it, so I brought it back in. It's going to get repaired and hopefully I get it back very soon because it has been very fun. The Ricoh GR series, it is known to be a very small and powerful pocket camera that you can really rely on to capture and document your daily life. And this is what I wanted it for. I wanted to be able to take fit pics, pictures of like my coffee, day-to-day things, and create a digital journal without having to go and develop film and go through that whole route with film photography, which I'll talk about in a second as well. Scrapbooking and digital diary creation is something that I'm kind of getting into a little bit right now, and so I wanted to get the GR3 because although it's not the newest version of the camera, this one in particular has a 40mm lens, which is a little bit more cropped and a bit more compression. And it also has an inbuilt diffusion filter, which essentially creates little soft glows on highlights. So if you're in the sun and you take a picture of yourself, your skin, it will look a little bit softer. I like the idea of it, and after playing around with it for a little bit on this trip, I can safely say that this is a great camera. Now the new version, the GR4, I haven't tried it, so I can't say whether it is a good camera or not. However, if you can get the chance to buy a second-hand version of like the older models, I would definitely recommend that. Now, I mentioned film cameras because what I used to do, and what I still do but not as much, is use this camera here. This is the Contax T2. Now, essentially, for its small, beautiful size, this packs a punch. It has got a beautiful lens. This is also a 40mm lens, so very similar focal length to the Ricoh. And yeah, I just love playing around with this. It's got an awesome look, shoots great high quality images, but again, the only downside is that because it is film, I need to then go get that developed, and the process is just a little longer. Now don't get me wrong, I love film, I love shooting this camera, but there is definitely a time and place for film versus digital in my eyes right now, and yeah, I'm slowly realizing this, I think. And when I want something that's digital but gives off a retro and nostalgic feeling, this is something that I gravitate towards to almost every single time. It is this Sony Cybershot. Now, I have talked about this camera quite a lot on this channel. It is just a small credit card size digicam that I bring around with me. It has an awesome look to not only the camera, but the footage itself. It shoots in a 4:3 aspect ratio, which I think also has like a really nice VHS tape sort of feeling. And then of course, pairing it with the digicam zoom, I really do think that this zoom gives the special sauce to this camera right here. This also takes photos, but as the software and everything is really slow, switching between video and photos takes quite a while, so I never end up doing that. So this serves me as purely a digital, like a video camera. I paired it with this paracord cable that I got from Etsy, which I think is also really, really fun. I got to choose the color of this, and then they kind of make it for you, send it over. It took a couple of weeks, but it's very, very nice. I have another one for my Ricoh, which is like a pink and white one. But of course, these things, they are just for accessories. They don't really change anything about the photos, but they do they do enhance your shooting experience. I think, you know, the shooting experience, I think it may be more important than the outcome of the photo for me, because if I'm shooting professional stuff, of course, the end goal, the end result is the priority. So using FX3 or big film cameras and stuff with like high quality imagery is important. However, when it comes to this, YouTube, documenting my daily life or just having fun, I'm not gonna bring around big cameras, because smaller cameras, they're easier, they're lighter, I don't need to worry as much, and yeah, it's quite important. Now, the next small camera that I use actually quite often is my phone. I have the iPhone 16 Pro. This is amazing because you're gonna have your phone anyway on you. Why not remove one camera that you need to bring and replace it with what you already have in your pocket? Sometimes when I'm out and about, not really expecting to vlog, but have the feeling that, oh, I should probably document this because the light's beautiful or I'm doing something interesting, my phone always comes to the rescue. With YouTube, I try to maintain a high quality video, but this does not mean that I need to maintain 4K footage shot with my FX3 throughout the whole video. I do like to break up the footage with different mediums, and like with the Digicam, the Cybershot, it gives off a nostalgic feeling, kind of breaks up the pacing of the video. I think this does the same thing. I don't really shoot in 4K or anything. Honestly, 1080p is fine. And then I just chuck that into my vlogs, and 9 out of 10 times, no one cares, and myself included. I find that when I'm shooting with this, I don't feel as self-conscious, especially like if I'm in the city, you know, and you're not trying to like make a scene out of anything, but I don't know, you have like a coffee and I just want to film myself drinking the coffee. Like, I like that. You can just like quickly do something like this, and if you have a case thing like this Moft MagSafe case, it's not an ad or anything, but you just pop that on and then like you can use it as a tripod, sideways as well, extremely versatile. Having this with me keeps my setup very lightweight, and for things that aren't that serious, like YouTube vlogs, this is perfect. The small little cameras, they feel very interchangeable for me, and when I'm going out but not expecting to vlog, I typically bring any one of those just because I know that I, as a photographer and videographer, love doing this kind of thing, so spontaneously things might pop up. I don't want to be bringing around my big cameras. I'll have these to rely on. Now, over the weekend, I've been quite busy, as I mentioned, with the garage sale and just like working on other projects. I've been kind of stuck inside a lot, just working on the same 2 videos, which has taken so long, but this is just how it is as a videographer and editor. You do the fun stuff, you're out shooting videos, but then you got to put in the grind time when it comes to actually editing. So been waking up quite early in the morning and just grinding throughout the day, but I definitely want to just get out of the house at some point this week. I think I deserve a break, and yeah, today's a little bit hot, so I might stay inside and just focus a little bit more while I'm in like that groove. But yeah, I think eventually I want to go outside and maybe we can do something together. You know, it doesn't really feel too empty over here, but throughout the weekend we got rid of a lot of things from this shelf here and just on other shelves around the house. And I'm starting to really have that feeling of like, okay, things are actually happening. We're going to be moving out. You know, I love this place. It's amazing. We get a great light. I get to work at home here with like a nice view of the trees and stuff behind me. And yeah, things are going to change. Of course, this is my decision and I am super excited for what's to come, but I can't help but feel a little bit sad as well, because this is the first, like, this is that era where I moved out. It's my first time out of home, and yeah, it's like bittersweet feeling, I think. Yeah. heading over to the beach this morning. It's gonna be 38 degrees, super hot, so we're gonna try to make the most of that temperature while I'm still in Sydney. I'm gonna head to Clovelly Beach, good for snorkeling, and we brought our stuff. Hopefully the visibility is good, and yeah, but we're also gonna get some good food first, so that's priority.
The lighting is so good this way right now.
Mango season. Yay. Cheers.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Which one should we eat? I'm thinking either this or this.
What about this one?
Oh, that looks pretty good too. But these ones have like a nice orangey
Yeah,
pink
this
color.
feels more squishy. This is quite dense
Alright,
too.
let's eat this guy then.
Definitely, yeah.
And back home, we have, of course, a plate of mango here. Look at this beautifulness, golden and juicy. Oh, I heard that some people don't actually like the taste of mango. I think it's the texture and the smell of it, which I don't really understand because this is so delicious. So right now I'm working on an edit with one of my clients, Chris Parra. He is an artist, a painter in particular, and we've been making videos together. This is our second video that I'm working on at the moment. The first one, it should be live now, so if you want to check that out, please do. Essentially just like a breakdown of his art process, which is quite intricate and detailed, so I'm trying to make a interesting captivation of his work. Now, I make a lot of videos throughout the month, and these client projects in particular, I treat them quite differently. I have been stuck for quite a while just working through the A-roll because there's about 2 hours of conversation and then cutting it into what's actually important and what's going to make the final edit is quite difficult. I think this applies to any video that I make, but if there is a good conversation and I think it has value and adds to the video, then I try to include it. But if it's just conversation that might be interesting but not exactly on topic or might deviate a little bit from the main focus of the video, then it's a tough decision to make, but you gotta just cut it out. I guess at the end of the day, editing videos like this, it's all about decision making. There's no right or wrong. You just have to make a choice with like intent behind it and go for it. It doesn't have to be the right choice, but one step forward is always good. If you make a step and it's a step to the side, then you know it's okay. You can always make another choice and step forwards again. I've probably spent the last 3 days on that, cutting everything up and trying to make a story out of the 2 hours of conversation that we had. This is a very time-consuming thing, but I think I've finally finished it to a point where I'm happy with, so I sent it off to the client, and yeah, from here we'll just like work together to create the final video. Anyway, it's 11:20. I'm probably gonna spend the next like 2-3 hours just working on actually the home video, which I think will be out by now. So if you guys want to check it out, then please do. It's just like talking about the house and everything, but I'm just gonna finish this mangoes. I'm gonna make some coffee and I'm gonna get to work. So yeah, I'll catch up in a little bit. Peace. Hello guys, I'm in the city and I forgot my tripod. The setup right now, it's actually insane. I'm literally talking to a tree. I hope I don't look crazy. The last time I picked up the camera was like 4 days ago or something. So I've been working. I've had a lot of work recently, so I've just been like grinding, making sure I'm getting all of the edits done for the videos and blah, 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 blah. But today's my day off. It's a beautiful day in Sydney yet again. And I am just really enjoying the weather outside in the city. You guys know I love coffee, so I came early to one of my favorite cafes in the city, Haven, Barangaroo. Super busy on a Saturday. I got the bacon and egg roll, the bay roll. Oh, so good. I also got banana bread, which has this like espresso cream that goes with it. I also got a coffee plus a matcha cloud coconut water lychee drink. It was insane. After this, I ended up walking my way towards the Art Gallery of New South Wales. Now, I come here every now and then because they switch up the art exhibitions, and yeah, it's free. There are, of course, paid exhibitions, but there are free exhibitions as well, which is very nice. I started observing something very interesting, which I thought I would like to share with you guys. I wrote my thoughts down so I could tell you without making this a very long conversation. I was having a conversation with my friend Chris, who was telling me that there is art in everything around us in nature. And this had me thinking while I was walking over here that humans are very interesting. As soon as you walk in the gallery, there is a really nice top-down view that you can see of all of the people walking in and out of exhibition areas with an escalator. All of the people, they walk where they want to go without getting in each other's way. I like observing people, people watching. I think it's a very interesting thing to do. Yeah, you can just kind of blank out, let your mind wander, and you observe these patterns of shapes and stuff of people, moving in and out. I went downstairs and the exhibition further reinforced this idea into my head about observing the people today. Of course, the gallery intends to show art to people, but I think the layout of the actual exhibition allowed you to observe the people observing the art as well, just as much. Plywood cutouts were draped from the ceiling, creating leading lines that draws your vision straight into an area where people would pass through. Gaps were also left between the bottom of these plywood cutouts and the floor, which allowed you to observe the people walking by and stopping at each piece of art. This was obviously intentional as they draped the pieces of plywood from the roof, otherwise they'd just put it on the ground. Cutouts were also created in each panel, allowing you to observe the art piece in the wall beyond there, but also watch the people walk between that art piece and the wall with the cutout, which was just very interesting. I think all of these elements combined really reinforce this idea of like observe the humans and what they do, not just the art piece. And a lot of the times when I walk to art galleries and stuff, you know, you walk in and you like want to observe everything and try to understand all of the art, but realistically I don't get half of it. Half of the stuff in there doesn't even pique my interest or inspire me, but that's just how it is. And when I do find something interesting, it really grabs my attention immediately. And I try not to be harsh on myself. I've said it in vlogs before. I feel like sometimes I don't understand contemporary art. I'm a very visual thinker, visual learner. And when I see things like this, I walked into this gallery and immediately I didn't really look at the art, but rather I was just watching the people and how they interact with this space. So essentially, I'm filming this because people ask me, how do you not get burnt out? I would say, go observe people in very crowded places like a shopping mall, train station, go to an art gallery, just let your mind rest, not think too hard, and just allow things to happen in front of your eyes and just try to observe it. I think that makes a big difference when you're mentally fatigued, I guess. The last thing you want to do is really like think hard, try to come up with ideas. Rather, allow the ideas to come to you. I don't know if this observation of humans interacting with the art and stuff is going to lead to anything. It might not, but it might. And I think the fact that I'm thinking about it is more important than any of the outcome that could come from it. So, yeah. If you made it to the end of this video, you probably are quite interested in what I have to say and enjoy the vlog, so thank you. I have a question. I've been making these videos quite long recently, 20 to 30 minutes. Usually they're like 10 to 15 minutes long. So if you guys are enjoying it, let me know. I am happy to keep this long form video vlog situation going, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this day. It's about 1 p.m. and I need another beverage, so that's what I'm gonna do. I hope you have a good one.